Incoming transmission.
War. War never changes. Since the dawn of humankind, when our ancestors first discovered the killing power of rock and bone, blood has been spilled in the name of everything, from God to justice to simple psychotic rage. The Romans waged war to gather slaves and wealth. Spain built an empire from its lust for gold and territory. Hitler shaped a battered Germany into an economic superpower. But war never changes. In the 21st century, war was still waged over the resources that could be acquired. Only this time, the spoils of war were also its weapons: petroleum and uranium. For these resources, China would invade Alaska. The US would annex Canada. And the European Commonwealth would dissolve into quarreling, bickering nation-states bent on controlling the last remaining resources on Earth. In 2077, the storm of World War had come again. In 2 brief hours, most of the planet was reduced to cinders. The end of the world occurred pretty much as we had predicted. Too many humans, not enough space or resources to go around. The details are trivial and pointless. The reasons, as always, purely human ones. The Earth was nearly wiped clean of life. A great cleansing, an atomic spark struck by human hands, quickly raged out of control. Spears of nuclear fire rained from the skies. Continents were swallowed in flames and fell beneath the boiling oceans. Humanity was almost extinguished, their spirits becoming part of the background radiation that blanketed the Earth. A quiet darkness fell across the planet, lasting many years.
In great underground vaults. When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new societies, establishing villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic, dedicated to old world values of democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert. They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River. The NCR mobilized its army and sent it east to occupy Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition. But across the Colorado, another society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves, forged from the conquest of 86 tribes, Caesar's Legion. 4 years have passed since the Republic held the dam, just barely, against the Legion's onslaught. The Legion did not retreat. Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn, training drums beat. Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business, under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots. You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
Looks like we got just about everything on, except I do need to actually pull the death counter that I've been using. Had almost everything ready to go. Okay, so one, I got bit busy over like 4th of July and stuff with everything that's been going on. Two, gotta say, a little bit tired. Been fighting a headache over like the last couple of days. I don't know, it's just from like the heat and stuff, the sun, or a little bit of pressure change, since we've had a couple of like little rainstorms here and there. So don't know how long this particular stream is going to be. So rather than starting I don't know, any of the other DLCs, because we shouldn't have too much to do, but we'll do a little bit of patrolling around the Mojave just to resupply, get more ammo, make sure we're fully set, in case, because I don't know which DLC I want to do yet. I'll probably start a poll over on, like, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and see if we get any responses on that. Between, I think there's 3 remaining: Big MT, The Divide, and the Casino Heist, whatever that one was, Sierra Madre, I want to say. And I think that's it, since we've done Honest Hearts. I just figured Honest Hearts is probably, since it's Caravan and everything, I didn't realize that you'd have to, that you would be stuck with so little, with only so much weight, which makes sense considering there is nowhere to barter or trade. Period. Nowhere. So, a bit unfortunate there. But we did get a lot of loot. We got some really nice loot. We got anti-material rifle. We got some 45 pistols. I think we got 1 unique. That's like almost guaranteed, as long as you side with Joshua. I did botch it the first time, so we did just continue that as a what if. I kept any deaths from that. I think it was only like maybe 1 or 2. I know one of them was a plasma grenade to the face. And I know that we can technically, with a companion, technically take on giant cazadors. That doesn't mean I want to. But we can if I either use shotgun and our laser RCW. Laser RCW has been putting in work. In part because I only been loading it really with overcharge of shot. I think we're good if I just use continue. I don't know why we wouldn't be, but there's a couple little missions we could try. There's a thing that wants me to go do a Cazador run. I don't think I'm going to be doing that. At least not tonight. Cazadors, man. They're a bit much. Right? Okay, so we're not over encumbered, which means we probably already did all of our trades. We have a light shining in darkness, 45 auto pistol, which only holds 6 instead of the normal 7. A little sad, but you know. That's at full. We have anti-material rifle, which we just got. Actually, the funny thing is, I had to buy the gun runners so we can add mods to it. We have assault carbine. It's honestly not doing too bad. A hunting shotgun. That's now kitted out. We have a recharger pistol. We picked it while we were there. We have a riot shotgun. I don't know if there's any mods for this thing. Assault upon wounds, power fist. Which also has, I guess, a little bit of poison or something over time. Survivalist rifle, which honestly is pretty dang good, but takes 12.7mm. Then we have the withered 10mm pistol. And I think there was a thing that would allow a silencer and some stuff for the 45, but we cannot modify this particular
Welcome, sir, or ma-
But they did have some mods for it. Yeah, AP HD slide, AP silencer, auto SMG compensator, drums, stacked magazine, which only gives us +6, plus suppressor for the SMG, which honestly probably wouldn't be that bad. Except the Survivalist rifle is just that much better. Gatling laser, which I wish we could use, but we probably will never be able to. Well, I want to say never. I'd have to throw perk points into strength training. But that's pretty much the only way. But I don't know if I'm going to do that. I don't have any hard set rules in that, just I prefer not to. War Club casings. War Club honors. Which if we were melee build, it would be fine. .45 auto plus P. Gun condition damage is up by a little bit, and it gets rid of some of the threshold, I guess. Okay, we have some 10mm, not a whole lot. Armor piercing, I guess. Okay, so how much weight do we actually have? We can carry a little, this is like about 53 pounds. Am I under effects? I think I am, right? Ant nectar. Okay, so we can't actually carry that. We don't have to worry about sleep. We don't have to worry about food or water, really. Okay. So, I guess what we'll do is we'll just... head on over to Novak, drop off what we have, and decide what our standard loadout's going to be. I'm somewhat hesitant to start something like Big MT and some of the others, only because you don't get to take your kit with you. And right now, our kit has been putting in quite a bit of work. So Honest Hearts, I figured we probably could. I'm pretty sure we can take our kit with us into the Divide as well, which will probably be our next destination. And then we might save the last two for last. Okay, so we have a submachine gun. We've been slowly putting together. Okay, so take this with us. That can stay. This is the one that we repair. The one, not so much. It only weighs 6. It only weighs 0.6. I think we can take that with us. That is 13. Save the plasma. I don't really need the riot shotgun. I'm not going to be using this, although I could sell it. We'll save that for later. And then we have the survivalist rifle. We still have the All-American, which is supposed to be relatively good, but I kind of don't really care for it. It just doesn't feel as nice as some of the other weapons. Okay, so take that. Stay. Oh yeah, we have a missile launcher. Kind of forgot about that. We'll take this recharger pistol. And we do have the Cerberus rifle, which was doing pretty good, actually. And now requires no strength. Which is funny. And the varmint rifle put in a lot of work. It's just not needed now. Okay, don't need that. We need the 50, we need the 10, we need the 12 gauge, we need the 12.7. I don't really need 5.56. 9mm can stay. I don't need E-cells, although I could. I need the ECPs. Don't need flamer fuel. Microfusion can stay, microfusion can stay, missile. We can transfer that. And then we have a thing of scripture. Which, great. I don't know if it actually gave us anything like a perk. So we'll just store that, I guess. Because otherwise, just say that we were having effects from it. Pretty sure. But shield, poison resists. Don't really need that. Ramen steak. That. Azador egg. A fungus, which we can use to craft later. I should sell that. I should hang. Well, is there any other anti-venom? I think there is. Yes. Cures animal poison. Cures poison outright. I don't know. Might hang on to that for a bit. But that's not permanent. But still might be nice. I think I needed that. I needed a whiskey bottle. I needed purified water. I think there was something else. Shouldn't need a stealth boy. Definitely don't need that on hand. Xander root. I guess you just don't cook. I don't think you need to cook this, apparently. Which is weird, because you have to cook everything else. You can just use it right off of the bone. Right off the corpse. Now we have turpentine. I need that. And I guess we'll just tick all that, and we will produce as many of the weapon repair kits that we can. ECP. Overcharge. Cycle. Overcharge. Weapon repair kit. We can produce 6. Nice. Like a microfusion, recycle flamer. Like an energy cell. Guess we'll recycle the energy cell and then convert from that to that. And overcharge again. Before I do that, Wonder Glue and Sacred Datura Root. Weird. I thought there was a thing that you do with the, with that, like that and turpentine. Time bomb. Super stim pack. So you need stim pack, Nuka-Cola, butt fruit, and leather belt. But you will suffer a debuff from using it. Alright. See if he's open, I doubt it. Nope. Alright, so, mostly just in the interest of saving time in case something stupid happens. What do we got? Assault carbine, anti-material rifle, survivalist rifle, hunting shotgun, laser RCW, and our 45 pistol, which I wish we could put mods on just to make it that much better, especially the silencer. That would have been nice. Ads are going to happen. We're not doing anything too profound. We're just going to go and see if there's anything to hunt. And put our survivalist rifle to the test. It worked pretty good against the tribesmen. So it should work pretty dang good over here. The biggest downside is we just don't have scope. So actually I could probably swap it to this. That's funny. My battery's dead. It was bound to happen. But that's that is pretty funny timing. Set this off to the side. I don't think that they're good later. I wish I was that good at timing. I wish I was. You know how nice that would be to be like that good at timing for like strategy games or anything like that, especially like RTS. Damn. And you know what? Only because I'm curious. Then I go ahead and yeah. Okay. Pretty sure I did that one, right? Okay. To be fair, I have alkaline batteries from like 2018. But you know what? It says guaranteed, trusted for 10 years. Maybe it's best that ads do play because this might take a while. I'm gonna have to find. I need to go find some batteries. Oh, well, that would explain a lot. Okay, I got one battery that has like super amount of corrosion. I don't know if... Anyway, there's gunk like on the very bottom. This was still sealed. Okay. I guess I just had very bad luck in selecting my batteries. Maybe not. Nothing looks inherently bad on the other ones. Damn. Just super unlucky. Alright, well, I guess we'll just consider this entire 4-pack to be dead. And you know what? While I scrounge, I'm just going to throw it to intermission. So, the ad break was perfect little time too. Anyway, back in... Alright, got lucky. I guess there's just 2 batteries in that entire pack that are just... So, like half the pack. That's just not good. But I did find a set, and they are fully charged, so... I mean, they're half correct on their promise. One was definitively bad. The other one, less obvious. Okay. We didn't miss much. last shot do it. Oh, there it is. I guess there was one more. And a wrench. Okay. Well, I guess if we have to pick one. Also, I've got to do some repairs. That definitely helps. And another wrench. That gives us 4. 5. You know what? His helm is not that bad. Actually, pretty good. Although I don't know if I'd be able to use anything to repair it. That'd be like the only real big if. If it's easy enough to find stuff to repair it with, then great. Even better. Now, also... Okay, I guess I'm still neutral with Caesar's Legion then. Because otherwise I should have a stat that says I am vilified by them or something. It's like, I get that I wasn't like directly attacking Caesar's Legion with Honest Hearts DLC, but still, you never know. Oh, well, you decided to fight them and kill their leader even, so we hate you. Which would not be far-fetched. Also, how many stim packs do I have? I have 15. If medical lady's around. Oh. Well, no, she likes to roam around a bit. Empty. Empty. I don't know why, but I kind of feel like the mailboxes might sometimes occasionally replenish. Maybe not every location, but I think some of them it does. There she is. I don't know why he already has this gun.
What can I do for you?
Oh, we'll take that. Damn. Sunglasses. I will sell one Park Ranger. Merc. Yeah. And Joshua Graham doesn't have bad armor either. 15 with a +3 to crit. It's just we have 20, so I kind of need the 20. Bitter drink we're gonna save. Guess we could sell that. Okay, cool.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Okay, also our RCW could probably use pick-me-up as well. So we're going to travel to the Thorn, and then we will manually walk there and see if they have any more laser RCWs to clean off their bodies. The frickin' fiends. Why spend a weapon repair kit when I could just get experience? And get even more loot, perhaps. Guess we could put this to the test if we burn across one. Hollow point, regular. Okay. Armor piercing, regular. Flechette, pulse, regular. Okay. You know what? I am going to do one thing while I got it in my head. Better to swap those two. I should not, unless I get into a higher level area, have to worry too much about wasting the laser RCW. Thankfully, it has really cheap ammo. It does melt. Especially now that we have higher energy skill, and we are using the overcharged rounds. Eventually, we'll probably move over to plasma and stuff, but that stuff's still a bit expensive, and I kind of want to play around with our guns a bit more before we. The plasma is something I'd probably say for like in game. Okay, we had been away, I think, technically long enough in the game that it should respawn the fiends. Mosquito. Oh. It's okay. Maybe they already popped them. One got turned to goo. And he had a Hydra. Nice. Okay. Server's rifle. Well, no wonder they have like no range on their weapons. Kind of hoping that they would have the Blazer RCWs. Random varmint rifle. Just needed one bullet. Get a frag grenade at least. Okay, so no luck so far. Just an ash pile is perpetually there now. Damn. So it seems to have a lot of crippling damage. But that could also just be because we have high skills now. Yeah, I guess we could leave that behind. The two weapons that have like the least amount of value. They're not, like, super bad. They're not the greatest, but they can get you pretty far. I'm just glad I found another set of batteries that would work.
Welcome, sir, or...
Baseball combat. I guess we could save that for now. I don't know if there's anything I really need. Explosive, maybe. That's pretty expensive. Recon armor also gives us 15. We sold one of the uniques because it's not gonna come into play for us like at all. And the places we would probably need it, we won't be able to take our stuff with us anyway, so. I need to leave that behind at some point. Do I have anything I need to sell specifically? I guess the leather belts, maybe. Pack of cigarettes. I guess we could slowly start building up on that. And I think that's about it. I guess if I really wanted to, I could go get another implant. 6 strength. 9 agility, 4 luck, 10 intelligence, 1 charisma, 5 endurance, and 6 perception. Don't really need perception. So it'd either be endurance or agility. Unless we can get the threshold, but I'm pretty sure I need like 13,000 or some such thing. We really shouldn't need too much to defend ourselves. So we'll just swap to the 45 for now. I'm gonna save the 10mm stuff. I think because it's a little bit more expensive, and then we need it for the silenced. A few times that'll come into play. There's anything over here, is there? Oh, okay. Sometimes there's a mad Brahmin that you can kill for some free Brahmin meat and a tiny amount of experience. I always forget precisely where the entrance is. Maybe this is it. Nope. Maybe it's this building? Okay. Wasn't too far off.
Evening.
You're back. All right. All right.
Regenerating ability. Wait, did we already take the other one?
That's the Phoenix monocyte breeder. The implant speeds up cell regeneration, an effect similar to that of... The implant is...
Okay, so that's gonna be 1200. Let's do
The
agility. And then we'll be maxed out at 10. Which will certainly help us a little bit more since we're wearing medium armor, I think. So that'll make it so that we can perhaps dodge a few more potential rounds. But more importantly, that we might have a better chance at keeping our distance from the really big guys we really don't want to be up close and personal with. Is this a caravan? It is. What have you got? You got flechettes. Onto 9mm. Plasma Defender. 37.96. The single stem pack. They have a tri-beam laser. .5 times 3. 204 DPS. .37 damage. 54. 23. 20. Oh, I forgot to chart this. Oh, 42. About 8 pounds versus 3 pounds, right? And it uses E-cells, which we've been picking tons of them. Or had been, rather. Explosives, flechette. I guess we can do that. And I will sell you the service rifle. Charger pistol we're going to keep. And I can sell you this 10mm. Get back a bit of profit. kind of nice knowing that we can technically get any ammo as long as it hasn't, like, any of the energy cells. As long as they're not a specialized one, kind of like the overcharged or the, I guess, bulk? Or whatever the cheap variation's supposed to be. We can always convert it into whatever else we need. So, not being able to find the right kind of ammo for that isn't nearly as bad. Whereas the ammo, you kind of need to have casings for those. Okay, so we know that the Camp Searchlight questline is Fubar. Canyon Wreckage, which I assume is for the Divide. Red Rock Canyon. We're accepted there for reasons. Oh wait, that's supposed to be the cons, I think, right? We're also accepted at Bitter Springs. I want to say Red Rock is cons. Although I suppose it could also be Bitter Springs, or maybe they have two locales. That's a pretty big shift in territories without like anything in between to really connect them. And Bloodborne Cave, we made a small fortune there. Bro Shack, which we could technically go and try and recruit him. The only reason why I kind of don't want to is because permadeath. And really, that's about it. That's the main reason for like most of the companions I haven't picked up yet. We had Boone. I thought we were gonna do fine, and then I survived a situation we probably should not have, and we played on since then. So that part, as long as it's not like, oh yeah, you ran into game glitch. Game glitch killed your companion or killed you. Those are only. That's like the only real parameter I won't count. Although I am half tempted sometimes if it's like you to restart from a pretty far spot. But really hasn't been too much of the case so far. Brotherhood Steel, Safe House. So that was the Northern Passage. Abandoned BOS, that's DLC. Canyon Wreckage, that's DLC. And I think the other one is Mojave Drive-In. I think Mojave Drive-In takes us to DLC as well. I suppose I could go to Nipton and just slay everyone there. Which it'd still be a little bit of a tough fight, but we should be able to by this point. Especially if I take the initiative and plant some mines and stuff just before I engage. Because normally they want to prompt you by walking up to you to talk. But I just deny them that chance and just declare war on Caesar's Legion. But it has been nice not being hunted down. And while the experience would be nice, that would also mean wasted resources. And I really haven't had any real need to conflict with them. I was going to while I had Boone, and then that fell apart when he died. Not that most of the companions don't have problems taking them on. Okay, so I think this particular DLC we lose equipment. And Mojave Drive-In, if that's the big NT, also makes us lose our equipment. I could also try and make my way to Sloan. Oh, there's Quarry Junction. The fuck was over here then? Just like another random Deathclaw nest. The frick? And the only real big problem with the Deathclaws, you don't really get anything off of them. You don't really get too much off of them. Which I guess has kind of been true for most of the Fallouts, except for maybe 2. I'm trying to think. Did we have Deathclaws that attack us? I want to say that the answer is yes. I remember the intelligent ones that kind of befriend you if you're nice to them. But I also feel like there were feral ones that would just straight up attack you. I just don't think I ran into too many. I know the big problem was running into Enclave soldiers, but I don't think Deathclaws were as big of a problem. I could be wrong. I'd have to go and review the VODs on that one. And then Fallout 3, they're pretty much relegated to specific areas. New Vegas, they're all pretty much regulated to specific areas. Where was it? So like right around there. Onward. You could go to the trading post and then try and cut through, I guess. I could try and take on a couple of them. I don't know how well it's going to work though. Now that we have the shotgun. And the anti-material rifle. and the list keeps going on for equipment. Our skills just make it easier to use the equipment. The fact that we have the equipment is really what gives us power. Okay, so I'll just place the marker there. I do not want to fast travel there. I do remember that. I do not want to fast travel there. There is just too much risk of being detected immediately and then being in a fight in a disadvantaged spot. Which is probably one of the biggest little issues I've had with like the fast travel system before in some of the Fallout games.
And people have got nothing left.
So like 3 if you're being hunted down by like Talon Company or something. Wow, you just have a lot of stuff here, don't you? The Forecaster. What's the forecast? It's dry. There's usually like another guy that's down here. Oh well. So we want to go that way. Okay. Just so all of our decisions up to now have been locked in. think the Repcon headquarters is also clear, but I could not remember. Which is why I started so much further out. Pretty sure it's clear. And I am curious. Near Red Rocks. Red Rocks is all the way the hell over there. Red Rock Canyon. Well, I guess that makes sense. I have to admit, though, having gone through this as long as we have, this particular playthrough on a hardcore very hard, it has not been nearly as bad as I thought it might be. I remembered a bit more than I thought I might, although I wish I remembered a bit more in some other regards. Like the perception. We could have had a much better build. Perception itself hasn't been super bad, but it's just the idea that I could have thrown those points into something else. Also would have meant that I would have had to been way more perceptive myself. Deathclaw, Deathclaw. I don't really have any regular mines on hand, do I? Not. But if I do, now would be a good time to use them. Okay, we have the high ground. Why are there so many? Like a, I guess because of Quarry Junction being nearby, right? Very tanky. So many. I was thinking I might be able to like just walk this way, just slow them, but maybe not. It's like, oh yeah, you know, there's just like 1 or 2 death claws potentially, versus who knows how many giant rad scorps. I knew Quarry Junction was an issue, but damn. Not even like anywhere near them. And the funny thing is, when I was young, I like threw a bunch of points into agility and just like ran across towards New Vegas. I actually did get there without dying, but one guy, what the hell? How the hell did you get here? There's dead claws about. I didn't see any. And to be fair, I actually didn't see any up to that point. Creeping. Damn. I was worried that I might be hitting geometry, but then I saw him flinch. Went through all of my 50 mg. Exploding. We got armor piercing, exploding, and then regular. And that's just like here at the entrance. That's not even like further back either. But I'm pretty sure we're clear. But, you know. Just in case. Here I was gonna just be, oh, you know, it might just be like 1 or 2, maybe 3 death claws. And instead we got like a small little pack of them. You know what? Shotgun. Just in case. Especially with that one that was going in and out of the frickin' rock. Since I'm not doing anything particularly important. Unless I get like jump scared by another Deathclaw or something. I think I'm just gonna let ads run. Don't worry, I'm not doing anything that's like super heavy on the questing or anything. Tonight's gonna be mostly chill, unless I get myself into some trouble. Oh hey, you actually have something. You take your hand. And an egg. I remember finding the location. I think I went inside and did a quick loot run of it real quick. Or, no, I don't think you can go inside, can you? I think it's just a fast travel locale. Must be thinking of a different station. There was one that had like a couple of bark scorpions in it. Yeah, you can't go in this one. There are suitcases. And a Hydra. Sure, I guess we'll take those. Not really anything else of note. Oops. You have to admit, that was a startling number of Deathclaw. And somehow I was not detected the first time we came through. No. If I need to, I will use weapon repair kit, but I honestly thought I'd be able to get a couple of RCWs off of the fiends. But nope. Nope. And those are all regular Deathclaws, too. No young ones. And you know what? I feel less bad about being detected by the blind Deathclaw now, because apparently they have one full perception point more than the rest for some odd reason. And this is a little risky because there might be one up there that I can't see. Okay. So, we already know we can't get any more from the gun runners. I'm thinking it looks like ad should be over. Which is fine. We're going to go to the trading post and see if I can find the gun runner guy. Because I know he has some stuff. I can't remember if he carries ammo. If he does, hopefully he has some 50 MG. Okay, not you. I think he was supposed to be like on the other side, down below. Or something. Here it is NCR. One of these guys. I don't think it's Ezekiel, no. He is named, but...
Morning.
Alright, guard.
Still making a nuisance of yourself? Take a look.
Just show me what you have to sell. Oh, he does. Cool. I guess we'll do that. I don't really use that all that much. I could also sell this for a bit more back. Okay, so this does cost a little bit more. 12.7. How much ammo do I have for the 5mm? I have shown. We'll sell that. Yeah. I was gonna hang on to it for some odd reasons, but we'll never actually use it. Oh yeah, I need to go... well, I need whiskey bottles, that's right. I need whiskey bottles, I need purified water, and I cannot remember if I need something else.
Give me a shout if you need anything else.
I don't like your attitude. We could, but I don't really care. Okay. So locks in our purchases, locks in what we've done. Okay. So we're going to start from Good Springs. I guess I could try and make my way to Sloan. I think I've only been there once before in one of my super early runs. When I was but a wee lad. And had absolutely like very little idea of what I was actually doing. But I guess I could also check one other thing. Okay, we are actually getting fairly hungry. Fairly hungry and fairly thirsty. So we're gonna go get some free water. And maybe do some crafting while we're down there. If I was thinking a little bit more ahead, I would have just started there and we could have just done everything there. I'm glad that they did add, if you have bottle, you can with a fresh water source, just make purified water. I think that's fine. Great addition. For Fallout 4. You can't really do that in this one. Got tired of your big green brethren. Bam! Anyway, I started blasting. Okay, I think one sip's enough, right? Wasteland tequila. That makes sense. Large wasteland tequila. We gotta have a large whiskey bottle. I do like the idea of making, like, most, if not nearly all junk actually usable for something. Okay. And then we can always use it to boost our strength for carrying more loot, or we can just sell it. And honestly, since just agave and purified water, which we have plenty of for now. And that was one thing that was really nice about Honest Hearts. So I gotta keep that in mind. I don't actually need water for Honest Hearts. I can take some with me to make like tequila and stuff, but otherwise. I don't think any of those hit. Dynamite sells for a decent amount. Not super great, but you know. Single shotgun, not worth taking. Kind of funny that it was already broke and I didn't shoot him while he had it like pulled out or anything. Maybe we don't need a silencer. No one seems to notice quickly enough. Okay, did not replenish. Since those guys were here, there's a small chance that they might be further up as well. Yeah. Well, anyway. Huh. Maybe I'm not nearly as good with the survival stuff as I thought I was. I thought I was doing pretty decently last stream. Yeah, I guess I'll take that. That or he was just like slightly glitched or something. But then it's just one shot with that one. It's also kind of weird that they don't seem to be fully aggro to me. Let's see if he was clear enough. Try and nail this guy. Oh, hello. I do like they're not like super heavily outfitted, they just have a lot of explosives. And they probably have like more skilled people actually have the armor rather than like simply the strongest, I guess. Would probably be the best way to put it. If they were actually reasonably well organized. Okay. So, because I do not know if there are death claws or not, I'm just going to assume that there is. Given that the crane is there. Okay. So far, so good. Yeah, okay. So we're probably safe. It's like, surely you can just, like, just walk into Sloan. Even if you can't, just waltz into Prairie Junction, unless you did what I did when I was younger. I didn't even know anything about the game, just, whee! What in the goddamn, how'd you get here? I ran.
Hold up. There are death claws all over the damn place north of here. I'd turn back if I were you. If you want to get to New Vegas, you're better off heading east from Prim and then looping north. It's a heck of a lot safer.
Where'd the death claws come from?
They moved into the quarry after the powder gangers came through and made off with most of our dynamite. We shut the quarry down while we waited for the NCR to get us some more blasting sticks. But now the death claws have shown up. The NCR's a no-show. And my men and I have got nothing to do but sit on our asses all day. It's damn frustrating.
Okay. Tell me about the powder
There are a
gangers.
bunch of escaped cons from down south. The NCR was using them to maintain the railways as part of their sentence. I don't know who screwed up, but the powder gangers are loose. It was one group that attacked us and took our entire supply of dynamite.
Okay. Have you had problems with death claws before?
We'd see them occasionally, but they didn't seem too keen on getting too close to the quarry. Not sure if it was the noise or all the workers.
Probably the noise.
I can't believe that an entire pack moved into the quarry. I thought that kind of bad luck only happened in New Vegas.
Well, I mean, if it, it's like that's definitively the powder was doing all the work. Okay. Mining office. Machine shop. Mess hall.
Let me ask you a question. What's the tastiest thing you've ever eaten?
Anything that wasn't made 200 years ago.
Ah, yeah, can you believe some people still eat that stuff? Anyway, I've got this recipe for a Deathclaw omelet that I've been itching to try out. Trouble is, I need a Deathclaw egg. Kinda obvious, I suppose.
I just happen to have a Deathclaw egg with me. Okay, so where did you come up with this recipe?
My great-aunt Rose ran a bed and breakfast back in California, in a town called Modoc. She's the one who created the recipe in the first place. I don't know how she managed to get a hold of a female Deathclaw, but she kept it in a shed. Aunt Rose had a steady supply of eggs for her omelets. At least, she did until some stranger came along and killed the Deathclaw, shot it right in the eye.
I mean, I needed the experience. What are you offering in exchange for Deathclaw egg?
I don't have much in the way of money, but I'd be willing to share the secret of the recipe.
Okay, sure, why not? Can I find
The quarry
Deathclaw egg?
just north of here is full of Deathclaws, so there's bound to be an egg or two in there somewhere. Of course, a Deathclaw egg from anywhere will do. According to my Aunt Rose, those things have a ridiculously long shelf life.
Okay, so about that Deathclaw omelet.
I can't believe you actually got one. Give me a bit to get the recipe set up, then talk to me again.
Yeah.
This is incredibly good. Here's your omelet, and the recipe if you ever want to make your own. It takes a bit of skill to get it tasting right.
Okay, what do you got for sale? She's got 816. And boy, does she have stuff. Alright. So, since we have tons and tons of alcohol, let's sell some. Okay, sell the vodka. 270 food, plus it heals us for 7 for a full minute. Alright, so poison resist, plus 9, makes you thirsty, plus 1 charisma, minus 3 intelligence, plus 3 strength. So, since it's easy enough for us to make, mostly, as long as we keep an eye out for the, what was it, the agave? Large tequila. Okay. So, we still only get 16, so I think we're going to save this. We do lose a shit ton of intelligence. But we do gain plus 3 damage threshold. Which is kind of funny. You gotta drink it all one go. Just, Alrighty. Liquid courage. Okay, also purified water. How we're looking? We got 10. Get 10. And we'll just go with what we got now. I don't think we picked up anything else that we need to sell in particular. Guess we have to do that. I could have swore there's like a weapon you can craft out of this. And maybe there is, but we won't be using it anyway. Would have been nice to have, just to play around with, I guess. Okay, so sell that, we'll sell that.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Okay, so we got a recipe, we got a omelet. I remember something got sewn. Nice. Just because I might do something incredibly stupid. The nice thing is that we don't necessarily have to fight our way fully to get close enough to Bird Junction, I guess, to kind of start it. Okay, fair enough. Oh, I don't have it selected. Okay. Alright, so they do two-shot us, even with all the armor. Okay. Let's try something else. Since for the most part the armor is not going to matter as much. Feels slightly faster because it is light armor. Okay. So let's give us a little bit more sneak. Maybe we can remain undetected for a little bit longer. Unlikely. Okay, so we kind of have a bit of a combo here. Not much of one, but... and nothing. Alright, it's like if there was another one that... well... why are they both worth the same amount of XP? Why is the young Deathclaw the same amount of experience as the normal Deathclaw? Definitely not something you fight for the experience, then. I was a little worried that they were just, like, sleeping, which... I don't know. Seems a little odd, but it's like possible. Alright, well, I got my revenge.
Hello?
So he's got a pipe. He's got a shotgun. At least I'm assuming that's a shotgun. Hunting shotgun. He's got a sledgehammer. He's got a revolver. And another pipe. So yeah, you guys are definitely not equipped to hardly defend yourselves against the death claws. Okay, so we're not going to worry about Curry Junction for a while. I don't really plan on going into the strip until we're done with all the DLC. At least that's the plan. Dog's having a dream. What was Hidden Valley? Helios. You know what I've been kind of wanting to do a run back on? Not that I think we died to one, but there was a super mutant with a minigun, and I haven't been able to find him. And that was like super early on, too, I haven't found one again. Not like a Nightkin, just like a normal super mutant. Alright. So, we're going to do a potential pull over to here, I guess. I don't know if any of these are actually safe to do. We'll try Brotherhood of Steel. If it's not actually safe, I'll just reload. It says safe house. Better be safe. Okay. Like, it better be safe. We're gonna try and make our way to Bitter Springs, I guess. Just to have it all marked on the map. Maybe they have some quests that we can do that are relatively safe for us to do without like spending too much. I am kind of curious about like what's actually in there. It's probably like a shit ton of death claws if I take a guess. Like that became the new nest, but That was a young one. Still took like 4 shots to the face. I guess I could try exploding on the next one. If we can find one that's just by itself. Huh. I mean, it still kind of works. Maybe that's the play, right? But aren't they like 40 caps a shot or something like that? And we have pretty high barter too, that's the other thing. We have 80 barter, and they're still like 40, 42 caps per explosive round. I can only imagine how freaking expensive they are if you have really low barter. Like, unless you're going unarmed melee type build, you're gonna go guns or energy. I think it's almost necessary for you to have at least moderate barter. Like, could you do it? Sure, but like, definitely on the harder difficulties, you're gonna have to invest a bit more into barter, I think. Unless you just know like where all the stashes are. All the little ammo stashes and uniques to make your bullets worth all. Ooh. They're chasing something. It's like, now where were we? Oh yeah, get rid of these freaking things. They're like rattlesnakes that mutated with coyotes or some such thing. I don't know. Which is kind of weird, considering that we still have like regular coyotes running about. How many of these things are there? Also, if I hadn't taken out those death claws, we could have watched them fight each other. The death claws probably would have won, if we're being honest. Okay. Are we good? I'm glad I stopped to look, because like if I would have just went out that way, I probably would have been attacked. Now there are still things like fire geckos and stuff around here, so there is that. At least we get to play around with some toys. I technically have plenty of caps to replenish. It's just a matter of waiting for the vendors to get resupplied. Cazadors. Which honestly I'd probably just use explosive, like, near a group of them if I'm being honest. I don't think I've ever come this way, so... Like, other than the little bit of edging that we did in order to get close to, the bomber. So, like, 1 or 2 cazadors, not a problem. A small swarm of, like, 10 or something like that, bit of a problem. They're small, they're fast, they fly. Physics doesn't work quite the same way as it would for other enemies against them. As I learned oh so woefully with the Honest Hearts over in Zion Canyon with the giant cazadors. That was some bullshit. Oh yay, some more of them. That check has some, for some odd reason. They're just covering a small swath over there, aren't they? I'm just gonna equip this. Just in case. This is either really smart or really stupid. I have a perception of 6, so I should have perceived any threats up here, but just in case. Okay, so this must be Bitter Springs, right? That makes sense. I hate those things. They're probably like the... Even more so than Death Clouds in this particular game. I think that's probably like the most hated enemy in New Vegas. I think there was some cazadores over there. But it said... Okay, we're not quite to Bitter Springs proper. So I'm gonna have to be a bit careful, I guess. That might be a cave. Okay, so no enemies there in particular. And we might be clear of death clouds. I haven't seen any for a while. They only seem to be around that one locale. Which I'm kind of curious to go into, but also that'd probably just get me straight up killed with current build. I do not see precisely how I could not. Unless I got really lucky with some shotgun blasts. And yeah, we have both perks. We have the knockback, which is great. And then we also have the shotgun surgeon. And it's potentially happening in about 2 minutes. Depending on what happens, I will probably just let them play. Hunger has increased. Okay. That was 8-2 to be safe. Maybe I do have to go up into there. You know what? Also, why was there just a single young cazador out here? I am slightly concerned now. Okay, you know what? I am gonna snooze just in case we get into more fights. Probably should not have wasted that many rounds on it, but you know. It was kind of nice to see. Oh yeah, it's crippled, so. In which case, I would say explosive rounds, if you can get them all clumped up just enough and just like hit. And then hopefully that explosive round just cripples everything. Not just like the one that's hit. So I'm assuming that this is Bitter Springs up here. Supposed to be a caravan stop. Well, we have an NCR insignia on there, so. Friendlies? Friendlies.
Morning.
Gee. Also, there was that one that needed, I think, Psycho? I forget where it's supposed to say that. I got 10 units of Psycho. That's probably enough for whatever that request would have been. Alrighty. Alright, I think I'll just let ads put on the next one, which should be happening about a little less than 3 minutes. Unless I find someone important to talk to, which there may or may not be. Oh, and there's a path that way.
Hey.
Medicine 60. I don't know if there's medicine checks on those, but we'll wait.
I've been sending requests for relief for months now. Didn't think they'd send you, though.
Why is the flag upside down?
It's a distress call. This camp is in bad shape, and if we don't get relief soon, I don't know what will happen.
Okay, what can I do to help?
At this point, I'll take anything you can give me. We need more troops, fresh supplies, and medical relief. As if that wasn't enough, someone's been coming out of the mountains at night, stealing supplies and picking off my people.
Okay. Where would you get new troops from?
I don't know. The NCR's stretched thin as it is. I've put in requests at Camp Golf, Forlorn Hope, McCarran, but things are no better there. Maybe if their situations improve, they'd have men to spare. Or maybe they'd listen to someone with a reputation for helping the NCR.
Okay. What is this about someone killing refugees?
It started about 6 months ago. At first it was just supplies going missing. We figured it was refugees. Then people started dying. Always a single bullet to the head. Always from extreme range. We've lost 8 refugees and 3 soldiers to this son of a bitch. We know he must be hiding out in one of the caves up in the mountains. But I don't have enough men to send out looking for him.
Okay, good to know. Climb every mountain. What kind of
Food,
supplies?
blankets, clothes, tools. The army used to ship out caches of supplies regularly. But with the Legion so active, we haven't gotten any in months.
Oh, shoot. Opie disconnected. Maybe? Nope. Okay. Well, that looks like we lost internet. So, all of this should be on recording. I'm going to go ahead and call it there, since I don't have any choice on the live portion. So, all we did was just talk to her. We have some quest lines set up. I'm going to plant a save, and that'll probably be it for tonight. I actually still have last week's to render and put out, which obviously won't be put out the same way I was hoping to, but it is unfortunate internet is down. I'm just glad it's not power. Suppose we were under red, what was it, red flag or something like that warning for power because of high fire hazard. So I guess I'll just call it there. Unlikely that I'll come back. If somehow I do, it is because of the internet coming back online within like the next, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. Otherwise, this will probably be it. If we do come back online, I will just stitch the two together and call it good, because I can do that in recording. I don't do straight VOD exports from Twitch. I just have everything saved to the hard drive, and even the stuff that I don't really edit out, like because depending on what it is, if it's like a one-off, I don't really put that much time into it, and like the other ones, because they take hours to get rendered. So, yeah, it kind of sucks because I actually still need some other resources to work on some other edits otherwise. So, I guess we'll take the time while I'm offline to work on some stuff. But otherwise, you know, if you like this VOD or any of the other VODs on the YouTube side, like, subscribe, I guess. The subscriptions certainly help. The likes tell me which ones, at least on YouTube, that people like. And I don't know. I'll probably compile the data eventually and see what people seem to like, and hopefully it coincides with Twitch, because I'm trying to get the two going around the same time. And I actually have plans on starting a second channel at some point where anything that's edited will go towards that, and that'll be mostly, I think, starting with the 7 Wrath challenge, the second round. I will post it to the VOD channel, and I will post it to that channel. But that channel will be exclusively edited content, like specific, like instead of just VOD being cut up, like actual edits. Whether or not the professional is, well, unlikely, especially given the technical difficulties I had with the second round of recordings, with power outages and and some of the data being slightly corrupted, and I recovered what I could, did what I could. See if I can do anything else with it. Unlikely, but you know, it is what it is. So with all that being said, I guess we start from here next time. If we don't have the internet issue going into tomorrow, which I'm hoping, and I'm not like exhausted. Probably more Empire Earth. Don't know. This will be way, way later. I guess we'll find out by then, but yeah. Anyway. Stay healthy, stay frosty, and until next time, see ya!